All right, this is Calabos, and we are playing Icewind Dale. So, uh, we still have a dead bard. What can we do? So let's go ahead and see what other glorious things we can... I have no idea why sometimes this is here and sometimes this is not. Okay, so let's go over here and down there. Oh, there's a box that we haven't looted. Let's go investigate it. And chickens. We all know not to do anything hostile to the chickens. Potion of healing.
Your command very well.
Okay, I still want you to go open the thing and get the potion. And we'll see what the potion is. It is a potion of healing. Okay, so let's... So everybody should be reasonably well rested. What is that mark? I don't see any other places to go. Here's a barrel that we didn't loot. Another healing potion.
Yes, of course.
So we've been in there, we've been up there. We've been in there. Where do we go from here? Sealed by the avalanche. So, quests lies to the east of the valley, just beyond the old mill. So here's the old mill. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's get out of here.
Fighting
Kuldaha.
their way through the goblin-infested valley of the pass, the survivors of the doomed East Haven expedition at last came upon the small hamlet of Kuldahar. Nestled within the roots of a massive oak tree, the tiny cottages were a welcome sight for the weary travelers. As the party approached the town, a warm breeze blew over them, chasing away the chill of the frozen pass, and carrying with it the sweet scent of cooking fires.
So you'd think that the text would roll at about the same speed as the speech, but maybe they just are thinking that people will. Let's talk to Nate. Nate seems cool. Hi, Nate. Who are you? I'm Nate. Arendelle said that help was on its way. I've been out here every day keeping a lookout for you. Where's the rest of your army? Are you just the scouts or something? Alone? I thought for sure the 10 towns would send an army to help us. Wait till Arendelle finds out it's just you. Arendelle's my friend. He's the oldest and smartest man in the whole world. He can talk to animals, you know. You should probably go see him. He'll be wanting to talk to you, too. He lives across this bridge on the other side of the brook. Just look for the house with 3 big rocks. Check a thing out. So this is going to be the equipment shop. Let us go sell stuff. Come on. I want to... There we go. Hi, Girth. Let me see what you have for sale. Let's... Okay, shield's totally not worth picking up. Noted. Mummy's tea. What is mummy's tea? It is made by boiling used mummy wrappings along with naturally desiccated animal remains. It neutralizes the effects of disease and certain affliction. That sounds terrible. Ooh, History of the North. Wait. Was there... So he can't identify stuff. Okay. Well, for millennia, gold elves dwelt in the Ilf farm where Waterdeep now stands, and Irlan along the River Shining. From their ornate forest cities, they traded with emerging human nations like Netheril and Ilusk, repulsed the attacks of goblin races. Meanwhile, dwarven clans united as the nation of Delzone, named for the dwarf who forged the Union. The nation, existing primarily underground, extended from the Ice Mountains to the Nether Mountains. Silvermoon Pass was its western border, and the Narrow Sea its eastern shore. Orcs came from north of the spine of the world, but were turned back in great slaughter by the elves. To this day, this is the homeland and stronghold for orcs and similar races. Okay. History of the North, the Crown Wars. Humans immigrated in bands from the Shining Sea and up to the Sword Coast. They became seafarers, striking out across the waves of the Moonshine, Mintarn, Ritham, and the Northern Islands. Elves engaged in an unceasing war against each other, with the humans and the orcs taking over the resulting ruins. Perhaps the greatest calamity to befall the fair folk was the Dark Disaster, a killing magic that took the form of a dark burning cloud. It enshrouded the kingdom of Miatar, and when it faded away some months later, not an elf lived, nor were trees left, only an open blasted moor, the High Moor. All was not dark for the elves, although in retreat, as barbarian humans nor cords grew in strength, their power rose in the elven court in Everesca, which remains a stronghold to this day. They conceived of cooperations between dwarves, kindly humans, and other elves for mutual survival against orcs, marauding humans, and the tide of beasts. Sorry. Ogres, bugbears, trolls, goblins, gnolls, and other non-human creatures led by the rising power of giants. Astonishingly, Astonishingly, in at least 3 places, the fallen kingdoms and the cities of Silvermoon and Mithranor, they succeeded with shining grace. To the east, on the sandy shores of the calm and shining narrow sea, human fishing villages grew into small towns and joined together as a nation of Netheril. Sages believed the fishing towns were unified by a powerful human wizard who discovered a book of great magic power that survived from the days of thunder. A book that legends call the Nether Scrolls. Under this nameless wizard and those that followed, Netheril rose in power and glory, becoming both the first human land in the north and the most powerful. Some say this discovery marked the birth of human wizardry, since before then, mankind had only shamans and witch doctors. For over 3,000 years, Netheril dominated the north, but even its legendary wizards were unable to stop their final doom. Well, that is good to know, actually. Let's get out of here. Let's go visit Dude. Maybe Dude can res the bard. I mean, we'll see, right?
Welcome. I've been expecting you for some time now. Yes, well, bad news travels upon swift wings in these mountains. I know about your expedition from Easthaven. I know why you are here, for it was I who sent for you. I am Arendelle, known to some as the Archdruid of Kuldahar, though I invite you to dispense with the formalities and just call me Arendelle, plain and simple. Titles tend only to serve one's own vanity and aren't really of much use in this small mountain community. Yes, it was I who sent Hallister to Easthaven for help. His death weighs heavily upon my conscience, for not only was he a student of mine, but he was also a friend and trusted companion. He will be missed, as will Rothgar and the other members of your expedition. Oh yes, I know. I also know that it was no accident. Someone or something did not want your party to reach Kuldahar alive. There are malevolent forces at work in these mountains. Forces that seek to undermine the delicate balance we druids have struggled to preserve for centuries. Oh, would that I could. The face of the evil remains hidden, but its presence is unmistakable. All about us, there are signs of its damaging influence on the balance. The unnatural weather, the recent rash of abductions, the numerous monster sightings in the pass. These all point towards something sinister. Even the animals sense something is amiss. I can only tell you of what little I know. Which disturbances would you have me speak of? Oh, the weather in these mountains has always been harsh, but never like this. Fierce storms ravage the valley without warning, often lasting for several days at a time, before vanishing as quickly as they come. It is barely midway into leafall, and yet the pass to the south has been snowed in entirely. Weather such as this is most unnatural. Nature presents itself in cycles that are predictable by those who know what to look for. I can only tell you. Oh, yes. Terrible, terrible. At first, there were tales told by travelers of companions disappearing into the night, snatched up from their bedrolls as they camped along the narrow trail that winds through the pass. We did not think much of these tales, for such occurrences are not unheard of in these mountains. Then one night, Conlan's boy Sheemish went missing. The next morning, the whole town searched for the boy, but turned up nothing. He was just gone, vanished without a trace. The boy was just the first. Several nights later, another disappeared. Megan Potts, the local midwife. Her husband Khalil was grief-stricken to the point of madness. With barely a word to anyone, he snatched up his sword and marched off into the darkness after his wife. No one has heard from him since. And now, the abductions are occurring more frequently. Iden, the old innkeeper from the Evening Shade, was taken only 3 days ago. I can only tell you of what little As I'm sure you have noticed by now, there seems to be quite a few goblins about. It is not usual to see so many of their kind roaming the mountains so late in the year. It is almost as something has drawn them out of their holes, like carrion birds drawn to the scent of death. As if the goblins weren't enough, several giants have been spotted moving through the pass in groups as large as 10. That many giants traveling together in such numbers indicates they are organized and are acting with a singular purpose. I have watched their activities closely. Their tracks trace a deliberate pattern through the mountains, almost as if they were on patrol. Another thing, while I was out scouting the giants, I discovered other sets of tracks I have never encountered before. What manner of beast made them? I could not say. I can only tell you of what little... The balance. It is what the druids of Kuldahar hold sacred and have worked to preserve for generations. It is all around us. It is us. Balance is the harmony that is achieved when man and nature learn to coexist, no longer contending with one another, but coming together as two parts of a whole. Balance is the belief that this town is built upon, the very reason for its existence. Druids of Sylvanas, the Oak Father, have tended this shrine since the beginning. For hundreds of years, we have striven to achieve the ideal balance between man and nature. When settlers finally came to this pass, it was the Archdruid Tolban, my predecessor, who laid the foundation for the relationship that led to the birth of this community. The Great Oak, the massive tree that stands above us, around us. It is a holy shrine to Sylvanas, for it was he who planted its seed when Faerun was first born. It is a testament to the raw power of nature, a monument to its ability to thrive in the face of adversity. Thanks to Tolban, the great oak we druids called the Kuldahar, and the town that has come to be known by the same name, have together become a monument of even greater significance. A monument to the balance. Tolban was the catalyst for the transformation of the shrine from a sacred grove to a thriving community in which man and nature exist as one. At first, settlers were kept away from the site. The druids of old saw outsiders as an affront to the sanctity of the tree and its sphere of benign influence. They erected thorny brambles to keep intruders out, and used their powers to frighten away the men and women that came to build homes in a place they felt was obviously so close to the gods. It wasn't until the succession of Archdruid Tolban that things changed. Unlike his predecessors, he believed that the settlement of the valley was not only inevitable, but it was actually the will of Sylvanas. He also believed that we had been wrong in keeping the settlers away, and that the Oak Father had intended people to share in the miracle of the Great Oak from the beginning. When Tolban finally became Archdruid, he formed a plan to fulfill the destiny of this sacred site by bringing about a union between the Great Oak Shrine and the settlers. It was this union that the Archdruid Tolban believed would achieve the harmony that we had been striving for generations. The harmony between man and nature. As it stands, Kuldahar is a monument to this vision. The tree and town exist in a natural symbiosis, where it is next to impossible to tell where one leaves off and the other begins. But now, the balance is threatened. I fear that if we do not soon discover the source of these disturbances, then all that we have worked for will be destroyed. The evil that has come to these mountains infects this town like a disease. As its people suffer, so does the tree suffer from the sickness that attacks the balance, corrupting it with its very presence. Already, the circle of warmth that radiates from the great oak has begun to recede. We were forced to abandon the outlying farmsteads as a result of the shrine's fading power. If we do not take action soon, I am afraid that the life-giving warmth will cease altogether. Both the great oak and the town, nestled within its roots, will die. This must not happen. We need your help. I suggest you begin by investigating the Veil of Shadows. It It is a place not far from here. Darkness has always clung to the floor of the small canyon, as if the light of the sun itself were wary of the place. There are a number of ancient crypts hidden within the shadows of the Vale's narrow cliff walls. There have been rumors of the dead awakening and emerging from their dusty tombs to walk once more amongst men. If these rumors are true, then I suspect that whatever is responsible for disturbing their slumber may be behind the other disturbances as well. Go to the Vale of Shadows, learn what you can about the happenings there, then return here and we shall discuss a course of action. Good luck, and farewell.
So I wish that this bar was... Okay, so the bar can be larger. Never mind. I guess it can be larger. So let's go
Very well.
outside. Let's see if there's anything like other places where we can sell stuff. Is that a good sound or a bad sound? What are you? You are the potter. And Merrick, run. The Vale's filled with Yetis. Tried to outrun them, but two of them still chasing me. Run. Get help. Okay, we will un-Yeti this. Okay. So somebody leveled.
Ready.
Character screen, level up. Okay. So he's a little tougher. Killed the Yetis.
Done.
Oh, let's talk to Merrick here. Thanks. I thought the time to join my ancestors had finally come. Last time I ever set foot anywhere near the Vale, that's for certain. There's all sorts of strange creatures roaming around there now. The Vale of Shadows. My brother Silas and I made a pilgrimage there to pay our respect to our family crypt, like we do every year. But this time, I don't know. The Vale seems different. Cursed somehow. The shadows have come alive, and there's Yetis roaming the paths, attacking travelers. Silas didn't make it. The largest Yeti I've ever seen tore out of the snow and took a piece out of him with his claws. He fell, dead as stone, blood everywhere. There was nothing I could do. He was carrying our family heirloom, but it's lost to us now. We were taking the main path, but considering how many beasts were in the Vale, Arendelle may know a super path you can take. He wanders the mountains quite a bit and knows of more hidden trails than there are branches of the great oak. His home is southwest of the great tree. Two-story. Might be able to make something out of the pelts too.
Speak your mind. Of course.
Brother Ferg. Yes. Need a healer. Step inside. My thanks. Evening shade. Let's go inside. Maybe we can res the bird. Gus. Talk to her. You've been informed correctly. As acting head of the temple, it's my privilege to bestow whatever aid I can upon those in need. No small task, I might add, with all the troubles. Acting head? Who's normally in charge? Up until a few weeks ago, Reverend Mother Eugenia presided over this house. Last, she, like so many others in this town, has gone missing, is presumed dead. Being the next highest-ranking member of the clergy, I have assumed the duties of the headless temple until either she or Reverend Brother Polkwillen returns. Perhaps. We're not quite sure. She grew tired of standing by while people around us were being snatched up in the night, so she decided to hold a midnight vigil on the outskirts of town in hopes that she too might share in the suffering of those taken. That was the last we saw of her. Her fate remains a mystery. So I guess she did share in their thing. Reverend Brother Polkwillen is a visiting senior priest of Imladr. He passed through Kuldahar several days ago on a pilgrimage to the monastery of the Weeping Lilac in Bryn Shindar. He traveled quite a ways, all the way from Cormyr, I believe is what he said. He must be from those distant regions, for he bore a holy symbol of Ilmater that was unfamiliar to me. In any case, he promised to return with aid once he reached Bryn Shindar. I hope he's alright. Okay, so we want to switch to you. Healing, donate. Raise did. Okay, let's do this. Yes! Okay. Bard is revived. That is good. What other things? 8 hit points by 11. You know, we could just rest to do that. We don't have any stuff. Let's sell that, sell that. Ridiculous amounts of short bows. Can we identify that? Save versus spell +2. Wand was half-elven mage. I looked the watchful. Myth Drenor used a slender ebon wand to locate snares and spring blades. Illip was well liked by most people, but a human warrior named Bramel took offense to Illip's foppish manner in a tavern one night. Despite Illip's skill with daggers, the lithe rogue could do little to recover from the axe wound to the upper chest and neck that Bramel dealt with him. Bramel was arrested by town guards, and the wand was to be returned to Illip's family in Myth Drenor. Small caravan transporting the wand was sacked by human bandits and disappeared. Interesting. I think everything else is... Alright, so let's go ahead and... You are the bard. We have an extra bow to you. Somebody had the... arrows. Oh, these are bolts. To Did I just give you bolts or arrows? Arrows. Okay. Give that to the bard. These need to be identified still. These are magical arrows of some sort. Give this to the wizard. I have no idea what's doing what, but sure. All right. Oh, wizard. I don't think they have any wizard spells anyway. Whatever. So let's talk to her again. Let's get out of here. But we've got the bard healed up. Now let's go
Of course.
find an inn. Potter, Arendelle, equipment shop. So this must be up towards the tree. So I'm betting this is the inn. Root cellar? Whitcomb.
It shall be done.
Hi. Room for the night. Evening shade across town. Okay. All right. Well, let's go to the evening shade. And then once we get there, we'll just pause here and stuff. It's 30 minutes. It's very long for an episode. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just wandering. Where's across town? So yeah, I don't know where I'm going. So I hope you liked this episode. If you did, leave me a like. If you didn't, don't. Questions, comments, concerns are all things that can go below. Have a good night.